Cynthia Ellis is suing her son, 24-year-old accounting clerk James Ellis, for an unpaid loan to keep his car. Cynthia says it's time for James to do the right thing.
Order. All rise.
Your Honor, this is case number 533 on the calendar in the matter of Ellis versus Ellis. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats.
Mr. Ellis,
Yes.
this is your mom?
Yes.
How old are you, sir?
24.
I see here that you have children. How many children do you have?
4.
They all live with you?
Yes.
You hesitated for a minute. What does that mean?
Nothing. Just nothing.
Do your children live with you?
All 4
Or
of
do
them,
you
yeah.
live with your children?
Live with my children. All 4. And my wife.
Because that has something to do with this. Has your mother been helpful to you in the past?
Sorta, kinda.
What does that mean, sort of, kind of?
Well, you know, when I asked her to help me do things, and when I needed it, she was there.
Did your mother work?
Not the present time, no.
Did she work when you were growing up?
Yes, she did.
This case has to do with the fact, Mrs. Ellis, that you say that your son came to you recently and
Yes.
said that he was having some difficulty with a car and that he needed some money. Is that right?
Yes.
What kind of difficulty was he having with his car?
It was repossessed again.
And how much money did he need?
$4,123.76.
And I gather from your complaint that you weren't anxious to give him that money immediately. Is that right?
That's true.
Why is that?
Because, like he said, I've helped him in the past. I'm always there for him. And the money that I would help him with, I would give it to him from my savings. It was my money. But this $4,000 that we're speaking of, that came from a credit card. That's borrowing from Paul to loan to Peter, and you have to pay that money back.
Did he come to you asking you for this money?
Yes, he did.
And what did you initially tell him?
I told him no. I told him I think I've done enough.
What did he say?
He begged me and sobbed and asked me to give him another chance, and I'll prove it to you, Mom. Just, if you loan it to me this last time, I promise you, I'm going to pay you this money back. He cried and everything, but I told him no. And when I told him no, I was so happy, I was so proud of myself that I said no. I was like, yes, I actually turned this guy down, So he left, and he went to my mom's house, and he cried to her. And I guess she's never seen him cry. So she called me and said, can you just give him one more chance? I think he's going to own up to this. I think he's going to really pay you this money back.
What kind of car was it that was repossessed?
97 Dodge Stratus.
So you ultimately gave in. And you gave him $4,123. What was the arrangement as far as repaying you?
I loaned him the $4,123.76. He says gave. I just want to correct you because you said gave. I'm sorry, but you said gave, and that's what he keeps saying gave. It wasn't gave.
Go ahead.
Okay. I loaned him the money August the 17th, and he was supposed to give me $500 every 2 weeks to be paid in full by December the 10th, and any accrued interest that was left over, he would give me that with the next pay, which was December the 24th. And I don't want you to think that I'm kind of like, well, why would you want all this money for this guy? You got these kids. He has a good job, but he was getting a second job that my husband was getting for him, and he promised me that was the money he's going to pay me from. And after I loaned him the money, no second job.
But he did make some payments to you.
Yeah.
Not exactly on time, but two of $500 in August and October, and then he gave you a payment in December of $250.
Yes.
So he repaid you a total of $1,250.
Yes.
And then what happened, Mrs. Ellis?
The date he gave me, $250, was the date that the loan was supposed to be paid off, which was December the 10th. He gave my sister the $250 and told her to tell me he would give me the rest of the money with his income tax. He got his income tax and no money.
Did you call him?
Yeah, but I was harassing him when I called him.
Well, what were you saying to him?
I need a payment. I need to pay this credit card. And he would tell me, I got kids over here I got to feed, and he would give me the rundown on the things that's going on in his life, but never mind what's going on in my life.
And then there came a point when he told you that you couldn't see your grandchildren?
Yeah. Every time he gets mad at me about something, he holds those kids hostage. Every time. Every time he gets mad at me about something, I cannot see those grandkids.
How many grandchildren do you have?
3 from him. I have 5 total, but I have 3 by him.
I thought
3
he said
from
he
him.
had 4 children.
He has a stepchild.
And did you see your grandchildren regularly before all this happened? Have you seen them
Whenever
since?
he wasn't mad at me.
Have you seen them recently?
No, I haven't seen. The last time I saw the kids were in January.
All right, Mr. Ellis, now I'll hear from you, sir.
All righty. Oh, well, I needed the money. Because, you know, I had this, like back in 1999, she bought me a car. It was a piece of crap, broke down on me. And then, you know, I saved up some money. I said, look, I need help to get another car. So I asked her, I said, could you help me out get another car? She was like, no, 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 no. So I went and got the car on my own. Then, you know, I got in these financial situations, these bonds.
You didn't get the car on your own.
Shh, Mrs. Ellis.
He didn't get the car on his own.
Hey,
Shh, just a minute. Just a minute. I'll get back to you.
So I went and got the car on my own, and then, you know, and then I was like, I found going to these financial situations. And then I came back to it when my car got repossessed. I said, I need you to help me get my car to repossession. You know, I begged and I pleaded. Yeah, I cried too. Because it hurt me. You know, I was real hurt.
What were you hurt about? It's a car.
No, I was hurt because, you know, this is my mom's. I'm like, you know, she should have been there for me faster. But, you know, nevertheless, she was there in the long run, and I got my car out. She say she, well, supposedly loaned me the money, but, you know, she gave it to me because she rightfully, you know, she owed me it, buying me that junk car.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Chrysynthia Ellis says her son James Ellis owes for an unpaid loan. James says he's got 4 kids to support.
Go ahead.
And then, you know, I gave her I think $500, $250, you know, to help her out, you know.
What do you mean to help her out? Help her out.
I mean to help her out because she gave me the money. You know, I'm just helping out. I'm saying, look, you know, you ain't working, and here's some money to help you out. And then, you know, I told her about the income tax thing. You know, when that came around, you know, situations come up. I got 4 kids, got a wife, got responsibilities. You know, hey.
Let me ask you a question, Mr. Ellis. So you have 3 children.
Mm-hmm.
How old are your 3 children?
3, 2, and soon to be 1.
Now, Mr. Ellis, do you make enough money to have 3 children?
I make enough to make ends meet, yeah.
When do you think it comes time for your mother to be able to put away for your mother and not to have to worry about a grown adult son who's old enough to be married, old enough to have a job, old enough to make 3 babies? When do you think that time comes?
I don't know. I'd ask her.
Well, I'm telling you, there comes a time when children are supposed to say about their parents, listen, they've brought me to a certain point, right? My mother's not a rich lady. She should be able to put some money away so that when it comes time that she can no longer work or she needs money for her old age and her retirement, she has some money. She's got to stop bailing me out. You don't buy a car that you can't afford. If you have a wife, let your wife get a job instead of having another baby. You get a second job. If your wife can't get a job because she has 3 young children,
well, she's
because you have
in
3
school
young
right
babies, what?
She's in school right now, you know?
Well, listen, Mr. Ellis, that's fine. All of that is not your mother's responsibility. All of that is your responsibility.
Well.
And the fact that your mother, let us assume that your mother bought you a car in 1999. 1999 wasn't so long ago. According to you, you were a father in 1999. All right, so you were a big grown-up guy. So she bought you a car in 1999, and it turned out to be a lemon. So you think that she owed you? She doesn't owe you anything. She doesn't owe you anything. She owed you to bring you along a certain point in your life, and after that, whatever she gives you is really a gift out of the goodness of her heart. But this was clearly a loan. It was a loan because you paid her back some.
That's because I was just looking out.
No.
I was looking out, being a nice guy.
No, when did you ever do that before, Mr. Ellis? I want to know when you ever did it before. When did you ever just gratuitously say to your mother, listen, here's $2,000, Mom. I want you to put it in your 401k.
Well, yeah.
Well, you know, you don't because you don't have anything extra. With 4 children and a wife who doesn't work and goes to school, you don't have anything extra. So this money that you gave her was not an extra money that you had. It was money that you owed her. Then she started to bug you about it because she's getting the bills every month and the interest is going up, and it's on her credit card. And then you had the gall to say to her, you won't see your grandchildren. What kind of business is that?
Well,
Why do you punish
it seemed good business at the time.
Why do you bring your children into it? What kind of a father brings their children into a dispute like that?
I'm just saying, she's getting mad at me. I say, hey, can't see the kids.
Well, but I'm asking you, Mr. Ellis, does that sound like a mature thing to you?
Wow.
Does that sound like a grown-up thing to you?
Well,
you know, your children enjoy their hey, quiet, I'm speaking. You know, your wife may find you amusing, I don't. Your children enjoy seeing their grandmother. Why would you, as a good father, want to punish your children?
Because she's punishing me by harassing me about the money.
So, you're prepared to punish your little children because you don't like the way your mother is treating you. Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're saying to me?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,873. Grow up, especially before you have any more babies.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It was given, and she wanted to say it was alone. You know, it's just like a big conspiracy against me.
You have to crawl before you walk. He didn't want to crawl, he didn't want to walk, he wanted to fly, but I got mine in the end.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Akers, Buttry versus Hill. Step forward, please.
24-year-old student Christine Akers and her fiancé James Buttry are suing 42-year-old photographer Greg Hill for a refund of the deposit on their wedding photos. Christine and James say Greg botched the delivery of their engagement pictures, and they don't trust him.
All right, who's going to do the talking?
Both of us.
No, I have a feeling you are.
Okay.
You folks are engaged and planning to get married next month.
Yes, Your Honor.
According to your complaint, you hired the defendant to photograph your wedding. And he took some engagement pictures and promised them to you in a couple of weeks. A couple of weeks turned into a couple of months.
Yes.
Didn't get the pictures. And you don't want them anymore. You want your deposit back
Yes.
and some other damages, which you're not going to get. Forget the aggravation. You didn't have the aggravation because you didn't have him take your wedding pictures yet. When did you hire him?
We hired him on September 17th.
Did you sign a contract?
Yes.
Do you have a copy of the contract?
No, I do not.
No, Your Honor. We never received one.
But you signed it.
Yes, Your Honor.
That you got through the mail?
I got it the day that we took the engagement session pictures. So when I saw him, I signed it, handed it to him, and he replied that he would get me a new one in the mail.
And he did not send
And
one
he
back?
did not, no.
And how much a deposit did he take from you?
We wrote a check for $614.44, which we were told was 1/3 of the total amount of our photography
For the entire wedding?
for the entire wedding.
Okay. So on September 17th, you hired him and took the engagement pictures?
No, we took the engagement pictures on October 6th.
When did he say you would get those proofs back?
We would get the proofs back within
When did he say you would get the proofs
2
back?
weeks.
Okay. What happened after 2 weeks? Then you get into the third week in October. What happened?
After about the 4th week, we tried to contact him, and we contacted him for the next 7 weeks. Reached answering machine. He would return at a house when we asked to return to work and that type of thing.
What did you say on the machine?
We just want to know where our pictures were, and you said you would get them to us in 2 weeks. It's now been however many weeks, and then give me a call, please. I'm at home. I'll be here for X amount after this time.
When did he finally get in touch with you?
Around the week of November 12th.
And what did he say?
Well, actually, we spoke to Mrs. Hill. She said she would try to get the pictures out by Thanksgiving because we were leaving to go see family. We wanted the pictures before then.
And did she get them to you by Thanksgiving?
No.
When did he finally get the pictures to you?
We finally got the pictures hand-delivered to Jimmy's work.
On what date?
November the 27th, Your Honor. I had tried to reach him prior to Thanksgiving, left messages requesting that he did not put the pictures in the mail, that we would come to his house and pick them up before we left to go out of town. Left numerous numbers for him to reach me. When I got home that day, there was a message on my machine saying that he was going to put them in the mail that evening and we would receive them before the Wednesday prior to Thanksgiving. I immediately called and asked him to not do that. We would come get them.
So he came and actually brought them to you?
The Monday after Thanksgiving.
Monday after Thanksgiving?
Yes, Your Honor. I called the Wednesday we were about to leave, the day he told us we would have the pictures by. I left a message saying that, Your Honor, we are leaving to go out of town. We wanted to get our pictures by today. This is why we asked you not to mail them. Could we, trying to reach him to maybe come by and pick them up on our way out of town.
Okay, Mr. Hill.
Yes, ma'am.
According to your answer, sir, you were going through a little internal stuff. You were downsizing your business. What does that mean, downsizing your business?
That means that I moved from a commercial location back into my home.
Well, what excuse do you have, sir, for not getting the pictures to them on time?
It was the studio's fault that we didn't get the photos to them on time. It was during this time when we were moving everything back from from the commercial location to the house. It was miscommunication between the people in my office and myself. Their phone calls were returned on more than one occasion.
Yeah, but they didn't get their pictures.
They did eventually.
Mr. Hill,
Yes, ma'am.
do you have any question as to why they have a lack of confidence in you to do their wedding?
I'm trying to figure out how to answer that question, Judge.
How long have you been in the business, Mr. Hill?
20 years. And occasionally problems occur.
It's not occasionally. I want to tell you something. We've done 5 weddings. 5.
Yes, ma'am.
It seems it's endemic in the photography business. You're supposed to get your pictures back, your proofs back in 6 weeks from the wedding. A year later, people are still waiting for their proofs. But by that time, they have no choice because you're the only game in town. You're the one who took the pictures. So all these young couples wait. They wait for 2 months, 3 months, and 4 months, and 5 months, and 6 months, and they don't get them back. And you guys have them over a barrel. But here, these people had a preview. You were supposed to get their pictures back to them in 2 weeks, and it took 8 weeks to get proofs, engagement proofs. These are not whole wedding pictures, but just engagement proofs. Why should they continue with your services and buy into aggravation? Why?
Because it was an unusual circumstance.
That's not their fault. They wanted their pictures. Mr. Hill, I can understand you downsizing your business, but I can't understand why downsizing your business prevents you from getting their pictures to them in 3 weeks.
I have a staff that I was dependent on to do certain things also. When you photograph a volume of weddings and portraits and children, you have to leave some things up to other people, although it is ultimately my responsibility.
Right.
And once I found out, see, I was told that they were getting some of their calls returned. I didn't realize it was just some at the time.
What difference does it make if they got calls? They didn't get their pictures. So if you were told that they were getting some of their calls returned, Mr. Hill, then you knew that there was a problem that they hadn't gotten their pictures. So why didn't you at that point say, I'm going to get them their pictures immediately? Mr. Hill, these people told you that they wanted the pictures, the few pictures that you had taken, so that they could take them home for Thanksgiving. They didn't get them until after Thanksgiving. I find that you breached your agreement with them. And you should have, under the circumstances, said to them, I don't want any bad feeling. It was my fault, ultimately, whether it was my employee's fault or my fault. I don't want you to be unhappy. I do a lot of weddings. I do a lot of children. I do a lot of showers. I'll eat that day if I can't rebook it. But you only hopefully get married one time, and I want you to be happy. So you have to return their money to them, sir. $614.44. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Parties are excused.
Brent Hoffman is suing 22-year-old former inmate Karina Ondike for an unpaid loan and for false allegations of propositioning her for sex.
Come to order. All rise.
Yeah, this is case number 483 on the calendar in the matter Hoffman versus Ondike. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat, please.
Mr. Hoffman, it is your claim that you loaned the defendant some money. She needed a start. She had been incarcerated, and she came to you for help. And you helped her out by finding her a place to live, loaning her some money. According to you, she repaid you by not paying you back, and in addition, made some allegations against you, which caused you to have to retire early from your job. You want to be compensated for that, too. The defendant says you were paid back the money by her boyfriend, and in addition, she never made false allegations against you. She only told the district attorney the truth. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. So, Ms. Ondike, what were you in jail for?
I was in jail for theft.
What kind of theft?
Shoplifting clothes.
Is that the first time you were in jail?
No.
How many times had you been in jail before?
I had been booked and released probably about 2 or 3 times before that.
For what?
Theft also.
Shoplifting?
Yes.
Anything else other than shoplifting?
No.
What about your boyfriend? Ever been arrested?
Yes.
For what?
For being with me while I was shoplifting.
So the two of you were a team of shoplifters?
No. No, he was not.
Uh-huh. Now, how long were you in jail for?
9 days.
How did you meet the plaintiff?
I met him through my roommate.
Your roommate who you were in jail with?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
I didn't have anywhere to go. I confided in her, and she introduced me to Brent, and he told me that he had a place for me to stay, and I had nowhere else to go.
What was his job in the jail?
He was a guard.
Okay. Now, Mr. Hoffman, how long were you a guard?
I've been with the county for 11 years.
Prior to that, what did you do?
I was with the state for 10 years.
Same capacity?
No, ma'am. I was an information officer there.
In the 11 years that you've been with the county as a guard, did you ever help a prisoner before?
I wrote a letter for one to the judge.
Other than that?
Other than that, nothing.
So what prompted you to do something for this young lady?
It was a spur of the moment, more or less. When I didn't know her. She was kept in another building, in a female wing. When I was introduced to her the first time, I basically saw someone that was scared, undernourished, just really down and out. I thought possibly just that I maybe could help and maybe make a difference.
So what did you do when she was released?
Picked her up, took her down, met Neil, my witness, and he went over the ground rules as far as where she was going to stay. It was in his apartment that was being empty.
His apartment was empty?
He was coming back into jail.
What do you mean he was coming back into jail?
He was arrested for driving after revocation. And it coincided that he was coming in when she was getting out.
So she was going to be living there by herself?
Correct.
Is that right so far?
Right.
And where was your boyfriend at this time?
He had his own place to stay.
All right. So how did you help her, Mr. Hoffman?
I got her a roof over her head. I was initially told that she was abused. She wanted to have a place. She couldn't go home because of her getting out of jail. She wasn't on good footing with her parents. Basically, she was telling me she had no place to go, no money, nothing.
How much money did you loan her?
$354.89. That was to cover her pawn ticket. She had a diamond graduation ring that meant a lot to her, that she would lose it if she didn't pay for that. We went and got that. I have the pawn ticket here. I also loaned her enough money to get tabs on her car, get the title transferred to her name so she could drive legally, and car insurance so that she could be up and running and try to find a job.
And according to your complaint, sir, she signed a note for that.
Yes, she did.
May I see it, please?
There's two notes. One is the original agreement, and the other one is what you paid to date.
What day were you released from jail?
Boy, it was months and months ago.
What day was she released?
August 27th.
Yeah.
8/27.
Yes.
Okay, you signed this note. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. And then on October 14th, you signed another note that indicated that there was $250 due.
Right.
Is that right? Mm-hmm. Because you made some payments to him.
Right. Slowly but surely.
Good. Now tell me about, sir, your early retirement.
On December 24th, I received a note from my administrator indicating that I was going to be asked to come down for an internal affairs hearing. Something in the back of my mind told me what it was about based on what had been going down the road with Karina.
What had been going down the road with Karina?
When she moved in, there were certain guidelines that she was asked to follow by Neil and by myself. And that was she clean her act up, get off drugs, get a job. In that process, she started to. She got a job. I helped her open up a bank account so she could have some money that she could fall back on. And that didn't last real long. And as soon as she got her first paycheck, that kind of started going down the road from there. She didn't like the job or whatever. She just couldn't show up on time because of the drugs. She freely admitted that she was using again. And that was one of the stipulations. It just kept getting worse and worse. She was back to stealing again.
How did you find out she was back to stealing again?
She stole something, and I asked her where it came from, and she said, I stole it. She admitted.
How did you see her during that time, sir?
At different times, I was asked by Neil to check on the apartment. And at different times, Karina would call me, too. She had a question about this, or she was upset about this, something with her boyfriend. She'd call me, and I'd stop after work or on my day off.
So what happened?
Basically, I took an early retirement. I resigned on my own accord instead of drawing it through more hearings and more hearings and more hearings.
What were the allegations that she made against you?
The allegations that she made was I hugged her, which I admitted to that. I did not make any sexual innuendos toward her. That was pretty much it that I'm aware of.
Okay. Let's get to these allegations. How was the county contacted?
An attorney general contacted me and wanted to know what went down. They had heard that he had been harassing one of the inmates at the jail.
Not you?
Well, they wanted to know if he had been harassing me also. And I said, yes, he has made some sexual allegations towards me.
Like what?
Like, if I were to take a shower with him, I could totally forget about everything I ever owed him.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Retired prison guard Brent Hoffman says former inmate Karina Ondike owes for a loan he made after her release. Brent also claims Karina filed a false complaint with his supervisors, claiming he propositioned her for sex.
Okay. Did you see him after he made this, what you claim is an indecent proposal? Did you see him after that?
Yep.
How many times?
I can't count how many times. He had a key to Neil's apartment. He could come over whenever
After
he wanted.
that occasion, did he ever make any other sexual references to you?
He just kept reminding me that if I did this with him, I could totally forget about it.
So he said it again?
Yeah.
How many times did he make that suggestion to you?
Probably twice after the first one.
But you saw him many, many times afterwards, according to you. Anything discussed on those other occasions?
I'd only see him for short times every time I would see him.
Mr. Hoffman, were there any other allegations, any other complaints that were made to Internal Affairs to the best of your knowledge, sir?
No,
How old are you?
59.
You understand that you could have gone through the entire process.
Yes, I could have. The entire process would have been long and drawn out. This way, by doing what I did, I receive a severance package and I get my full retirement.
Well, Mr. Hoffman, if you had gone through the entire administrative process, then we would have known whether there were any other allegations made or anything else. I don't. So you cannot be compensated for your early retirement, Mr. Hoffman. However, unless you have proof that you paid him the balance of this money, you still owe him $250. You have any proof that you paid him that $250?
I failed to get a receipt.
Failed to get a receipt, and you do have that you did pay to date 3 different payments as of October 14th. So you should have gotten a receipt.
Right.
Right. So you owe him $250. Mr. Hoffman, I don't know whether anything that this young lady says is true or not. I don't know that, sir. If it is not true, the phrase, no good deed goes unpunished, sort of comes to mind.
Yes, it does.
In any event. You are retired now? Going to go to work anyplace else?
I probably will.
Good. You have a pension from the state?
Yes.
Okay. Is it a reasonable pension?
It'll do.
It'll do. Good. Okay. Good luck, sir. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $250. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused, miss. Step out.
The whole situation is just sick.
I tried to help someone and it just blew up in my face.
Never move in with people you don't know.
I'll still try to help people, but I'll approach it differently.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Thomas versus Flannery. Step forward.
19-year-old homemaker Amanda Thomas is suing her fiancé's father, 38-year-old auto mechanic Paul Flannery Sr., for the money she paid him to fix her car.
Miss Thomas, you and the defendant's son, I assume this is the defendant's son,
Yes.
are boyfriend and girlfriend.
Fiance.
According to your complaint, some time ago, the defendant agreed to fix your car, and you gave him money. Months went by, and finally, since the car wasn't fixed, you had it towed back to your residence where you were living. You want Mr. Flannery to give you back your money because he did not do what he said he was going to do to fix the car. Mr. Flannery says he did invest a lot of time and effort in the car, and his defense is you are really just a troublemaker. Is that your defense, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Would you stand up here, please? What's your first name?
Paul?
Paul, do you and Miss Thomas live together?
Yes.
Just the two of you, or do you live?
We have a child, a
We have a
4-month-old.
daughter.
So the 3 of you live together.
Yes.
Do you work?
Yes.
Do you work?
No, I'm a housewife.
Whose wife are you?
Housemaker.
A house fiancée.
House fiance.
Now tell me about this car. What was wrong with it?
It had some motor problems. Mr. Flannery over here was, the agreement was he was to fix our motor, put paint on the car, and put an exhaust on the car. And if there was any money left over, he was to put tires on our car.
Is that your business, sir?
It's my field, yes.
Well, what do you do for a living?
I'm a mechanic, yeah, that's...
So you are in the business of
Yes.
fixing cars?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You were supposed to fix the motor, paint it, and put in an exhaust system.
That's basically true, but the agreement was more that I was gonna... This was more of a resurrection than a car repair. There was no transmission, driveline, parts thrown everywhere. The interior was all inside the car. I mean, this was a extensive project. This was
Okay.
not just a repair.
Now, did you have another car, or was this your only car?
We have a 2-seater car. I was pregnant at the time, and he said he would get this car done in 3 months, so I would have a back seat for my child.
How much did you give him to fix the car?
I gave him $1,930, and I have a copy of that check.
Okay, he doesn't deny that you gave him the check.
Okay.
And when did you give him the car?
The check was written on May 18th, so he took the car probably 2 weeks after that.
And how long were you supposed to take to fix the car, sir?
There was no time limit put on this. When I talked to my son, the only statement that I made in regards to time was that it would be at least 6 months. I also told him...
Why was it going to take at least 6 months?
Well, because I work, pretty much full-time. I work every other Saturday. And when I do things like this, I'm not going to sacrifice my family. I have small children in the house and my wife, and I'm not going to take every minute that I have off just to do this vehicle. I mean, that was the understanding. This was something that was just going to be done over a period of time.
When was the baby due?
November 5th.
And that's when you wanted the car. You wanted the car so
Before then, yeah. It was supposed to be 3 months after I gave him the check, and he knew that we only had a 2-seater car.
Okay. So what happened?
After the 3 months, we asked him what was going on with the car. He said the machine shop is booked up and, they're taking a little longer. Well, in December, we had gotten very impatient, and we asked him again. He said the machine shop is taking too long, so he decided that he was going to go ahead and put paint on the car and put tires on the car, Well, where's the motor? I called the machine shop. They said they've had the motor for a few months now, and if somebody would give him the money, he could get the motor done in 2 weeks.
Had you paid the machine shop for the motor?
No.
Why not?
Well, initially when I did this, we agreed on the amount. I knew the amount of money I had to work with. I was looking to spend in the $700 range on the motor itself so that I could afford all these other things.
What other things?
Well, as far as the paint body, the putting back together what was torn apart.
How much did you have to spend in parts, Mr. Flannery, other than the $700 that you say you needed for the motor?
I probably spent $300 or so on paint and body supplies.
Okay, and that's all the money you spent on the car?
Other than wheels and tires that I purchased for the car also.
Well, how much was that?
That was about $600.
You have receipts for that?
I do have receipts for that.
Let me see the receipts from all the things that you did on the car.
Your Honor, I would like to see those receipts also.
Me too.
No, I do not have receipts for the paint and supplies.
Your Honor, they're in his garage. I know because I work with him all the time. He told me when he did the car, the paint job's not going to cost anything because I have the stuff laying around the house to do it.
Paint.
We can get the motor going for your son, sure, no problem. Guess what? It's not.
The machine shop also said that it's going to cost $1,500 for us to get our motor out.
You can't run a car without a motor.
Exactly.
You can run it without paint, but not without a motor.
Exactly.
When did you finally take the car back?
December 31st, we had it towed, and I have a receipt for the tow.
So why didn't you just give them their money back?
Well, I could have given them back, I suppose, a certain amount, but I have, like I said, the amount in wheels and tires, the paint and body.
The paint and body you did, sir,
also,
and that you did for your son, I assume.
Well, the whole thing was done for my son. This was not a...
So then don't count on the things, the paint and body you had, because that's your business. Now, you said you put new tires on the car?
Yeah, and wheels.
Well,
it had mismatched wheels. And...
Let me see.
Your Honor, that receipt is from his place of employment.
Let me see. Let me see. Were these used tires, sir?
No, the tires were brand new, but the wheels weren't used.
And the tires you paid $64 a piece for?
Yes. Tire
company. Do you work for them?
Yes.
What's the list price of these tires?
I would have no idea that. I'm not involved in sales.
Is this the wholesale price for tires?
No, it's cost plus 10% or whatever.
Show me your check to them, sir, for $591.
I didn't pay it in check. I paid them in cash.
I don't believe you, Mr. Flannery. I don't believe you at all. You have to give them back their money, sir. What I don't understand, Mr. Flannery, is if you were going to do this for your son because they needed a car because they were going to have a baby, as ridiculous as that is for a 17-year-old and a 19-year-old to have a baby, then you should have done it for nothing.
Well, I was doing it for nothing.
No,
the money was only for whatever it took to get the car back into...
But you didn't get it into shape. It didn't work 8 months later.
Your Honor, that just was not part of the deal. I mean, my son and I sat at length.
They needed the cars so that they would have a back seat of the car to put the baby in.
That point wasn't even brought up at the time of the agreement. I mean,
Mr. Flannery, you think that these two people have a lot of money?
No.
They don't have any money. And if they have a two-seater car, so if they want to travel with their baby, you don't have to discuss it. The parent knows. My kids are having a baby, so I'm going to take all my spare time and see to it that by the time the baby comes, they'll have a car with a back seat. That's what parents do.
I gave him the money, and I told him nothing else was important other than the fact that I wanted the car to move. He knew that. He can't say that he didn't know that. It's a bold-faced lie. I told him, we gotta have this car on the road. I don't care what it looks like. She needs to go to work. I need to go to work. We can't survive.
None of that was ever even said or brought up.
Well, why do you think that they took whatever little bit of money they had and gave it to you?
They wanted me to make a decent car out of it.
So then why didn't you say, let me have the car. I'll see how little I can have it done for. When I'm finished with it, you'll pay me for the parts, instead of taking the money from them up front.
Well, Your Honor, we're not exactly, rich either. And
Neither are they.
I know, and we were just, we lived paycheck to paycheck like everybody else.
But so far, you didn't expend any money. You were sitting with their money. Most parents would do it and say, I'll take care of it myself, and I'll struggle, even though you did a foolish thing by making this family before you were supposed to, before you were fully cooked. But certainly, if you have their money for a year, you don't buy a motor for a year, car can't run without a motor, you got to give them back their money. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,930, that's all.
Parties are excused. May step out.
World homemaker Kathy O'Connor is suing her cousins, Linda and Lonnie Butler, for the cost of 2 Cocker Spaniels and the return of property.
Order. All rise.
Yes, this is case number 116 on the calendar in the matter of O'Connor versus Butler. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats.
Miss O'Connor, I've read your complaint very carefully. Last June, you became ill and you were hospitalized. And you developed some severe complications. You have a child, a boy. How old is your boy?
He's 8.5.
When you went into the hospital, you left your son with your father. With whom?
My 2 sons, and there was another older teenager.
They were clearly unable to take care of him because your father, at some point, gave guardianship of your son to your cousins who were the defendants. Is that right?
Yes.
When was that? When did you take physical custody of the boy?
August 19th.
You were released when in August?
The 30th of August.
Then there was some issue as to whether they were going to give you the child back. On what day did you actually turn custody back over to the mother?
November 17th, 2000.
Your claim is as follows, Miss O'Connor. You say that about 1.5 years or so ago, you sold your cousins 2 Cocker Spaniels and they've never paid you. The second part of your claim is you say that they didn't return some of your son's clothing when they finally turned custody back over to you. That's your claim. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Let's deal with the dogs first. When did you give the dogs to the Butlers?
It was around June, early June.
June of what year?
2000, I believe.
How old were the dogs?
One was 2 and one was 4. It was a mother and daughter.
Why could you no longer care for these 2 dogs?
Her dog, Bucky, was a Cocker Spaniel, and it died. So this is the reason why I didn't give it to her. She said she'd pay me back. She would pay me.
I'm asking you a question. You've got 2 dogs, 2 and 4 years old, that are living with you, that I assume you're attached to. Why did you get rid of the dogs?
She told me she'd have a better home for them and that she could groom them herself. It was very expensive to groom them for me because I had it done.
So that's why you weren't able to take care of the dogs. You didn't want to do the grooming anymore.
Right.
Right. Now, what makes you think, first of all, these dogs are worth $200 a piece, which is what you...
$375 for the mother.
Yes.
And sold her puppies for $250.
So?
That's what I bought the dog for.
Okay. I'll hear you. Go ahead. Let's hear about the dogs first.
As far as the dogs, we were there on a Sunday. She was about ready to put the dogs in the paper. And I told her I would take them. Yes, Bucky did pass away. But that's not why I wanted them, is because they needed a home.
Well, what was she going to put them in the paper for?
To sell them for money. My husband was there and my daughter was there as witnesses. She says, go ahead and take the dogs. They're very neglected. She couldn't take care of them anymore.
Nobody buys a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old dog, madam, for $200 a piece. That's where you read for adoption. Can't take care of them anymore. These are adult dogs. Let's leave the dogs for a second. You went into the hospital. You've got 2 sons. You've got somebody else. How come your child ended up with your cousins?
My father took it upon himself. He didn't say, can I have them or anything. He took them out of the home. He dumped out 7 full-size drawers of Gabriel's clothes.
There must have been a reason for that, Miss O'Connor. How old are your sons?
20, 18, and 8.5.
20 and 18?
Yes.
So your father probably was using his brain and figured out that your 8-year-old wasn't being properly taken care of by your 20-year-old son and your 18-year-old son. Don't you think that's possible?
He was going to school every day.
Miss
on the
O'Connor,
bus.
what do you possibly think motivated your father to come and take him out of the house when the mother isn't there and you got 2 teenage boys in the house in charge of an 8-year-old? What do you think your father was thinking? He wanted to do something to spite you?
Yes.
Yes. You the 2 sons?
I'm one of them.
Which one, 18 or 20?
18.
Step up. Were you there when your grandfather came and took your little brother?
Yes, I was.
Tell me about that. Did you have a conversation with him?
Yes, he said we wouldn't be able to afford food for him, so he would come and take him and bring him into a better home where they could take care of him a little bit better.
And what did you say?
I said, okay.
Good. Sit down. By the way, were you working?
No,
What about your 20-year-old brother? Was he working?
not at the time.
So how were you living?
On what was in the kitchen.
That's why your father took your son, turned him over to cousins who took care of him.
But wouldn't give him back.
Well, evidently they felt as if he had been a little neglected, madam.
Yes, ma'am. They wouldn't give him back.
Ultimately, a court gave him back to you. Is that right?
Yes.
But not right away.
I had to go through 3 courts.
But not right away.
Right.
While you were in the hospital, you say that they took care of him for 3 weeks. Did you thank them?
Yes.
When did you thank them?
Over the phone.
Did you say, do I owe you any money?
She got his checks.
What checks?
His Social Security. His father had died.
Yes.
My husband died. So he got the Social Security
Right.
money. That's what she was getting.
How many Social Security checks did you get? Yes.
Ma'am, I've had him since August 19th. I didn't get paid until October, November. All of August and September, I did it from my heart.
How did you manage to get a check for October?
I went to Rancho Cucamonga Police Department and went to court. They gave me temporary custody. That's what opened the doors for that boy.
Month of August, month of September, she got no money. Where were his checks going in August and September?
August, I'm in the hospital. I got it I got it August. I got one September.
Where did the money go?
In my bank account.
Well, why didn't you send them the money?
I wasn't talking to her by then. She couldn't talk to me. She got too hostile.
All right. A, let's forget about the dogs. You gave the dogs away because you couldn't take care of them. Ages 2 and 4 years old. Not worth $400 or $500. Absolutely not. And not only that, but you didn't even ask for them back.
Yes, I did.
When? When?
When she started talking to me when I had child visitations with my son Gabriel.
When you were angry with her?
I wasn't angry. She was angry.
When you were angry with her because she wouldn't give your son back?
She was angry that I got visitations to my son to take him every Saturday. And that's a 2.5-hour drive.
So that's when you asked for your dogs back?
Yeah, she only had one. The other one she sold.
Did you sell?
I gave her away because she had a howling problem.
Who did you give the dog to?
It was a lady in the newspaper.
I would like the dogs back.
Well, you can't have them back. Gave them away. All right, let's talk about clothes. What clothes do you say they have?
My dad emptied out in trash bags 7 full-size drawers, his socks, underwear, everything was taken.
Right.
And when I finally won the last battle, November 17th, I got 2 trash bags, 2 little trash bags of clothes. Plus, it was his birthday. I bought him all kinds of stuffed toys and everything, and I didn't see any of that come back.
How much does Gabriel get from Social Security?
$557
a month.
Yes.
Okay. That's about $1,100 for the 2 months that your son was with them that you put in your bank, right? You put that money in your bank, right? Money that was supposed to go for the support. I'm speaking. Money that was supposed to go for the support of the child, you put in your checking account.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kathy O'Connor is suing her cousins, Linda and Lonnie Butler, for the cost of 2 Cocker Spaniels and the return of property.
You took your son's money and you put it in your bank account. So if you have to buy more clothes for him, go buy more clothes for him. You think I'm going to get involved in underwear, 6 pairs of underwear, 3 pairs of shoes, a pair of sneakers? I have no intention of doing that. As far as I'm concerned, when somebody takes charge of your child because you're incapable of doing it, what do you want?
The thing is, when my grandpa came over, he said he was going to take care of him.
What difference does it make? You're 18? If you were grown up and mature and responsible, and it's the summertime, one of you goes out gets a job, act responsibly so that your grandfather wouldn't have had to worry about your 8-year-old brother. You weren't going to do it, and she's in the hospital.
He was fine.
Oh, yeah, he was fine. I don't believe that a grandfather comes over and takes it upon himself to remove a baby, little boy, 8 years old, from a house where he thinks the child is thriving.
He was getting fed.
What do you want? Who are you?
Why isn't he? I'm Linda's son. Why isn't he here to testify about this?
I have no idea why he's not here. Maybe nobody brought him here. All I'm telling you is
Maybe he doesn't want
she
to
didn't
testify.
take... You're whose son?
Linda's son.
Her son.
Her son.
Yes.
Were you available to take care of the 8-year-old?
At the time, I didn't know about it. I was overseas.
So what do you know now?
What I know now?
What do you know now?
About the situation going on where she had kidnapped a child.
Sit down. There was a court order, sir, when the court had at least some facts before it.
Some manipulation.
I'm speaking, which gave them temporary custody. Now, in order to establish that you're going to give a child to biological strangers, at least not a mother and father or father, there has to be some overriding neglect or abuse or abandonment. And unless you can prove any of those three things, long-term neglect, abuse, or abandonment, the child has to go back to the biological parent, even if the biological parent is not so terrific. Clearly, a court in October, when faced with certain facts, said, we want to take a more careful look at this situation before we return this child, so they gave them temporary custody. As far as I'm concerned, there should be a thank you here instead of a lawsuit. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Thank you, Judge.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you. To me, the evil snake needs to go on with her life.
He's not the same kid anymore.
He's a very neglected child.
And now the next case.
All parties on Briscoe versus Briscoe. Step forward, please.
47-year-old administrator Beverly Briscoe is suing her ex-husband, 49-year-old hairstylist Adolph Briscoe, for illegally repossessing her car. Adolph is countersuing for car payments, the cost of insurance, and credit card bills.
Ms. Briscoe, the defendant is your former husband.
Yes, yes.
You were married but have been divorced for many years.
Yes.
And to your credit, according to both of you, I assume, you've remained friends.
Yes, we did.
Good. And then you did a very foolish thing. You decided to buy a car from him.
Yes, I did.
Here goes the trouble. When did you decide to purchase the car?
On March the 15th.
Of this year?
Of this year.
You purchased the car for $8,000 in total.
Yes.
$4,000 was to go to Mr. Briscoe.
Yes.
The other $4,000 was what was outstanding on the loan.
Yes.
You did not change the loan to put it in her name. She was going to make the payments herself.
Yes, ma'am.
So you first paid him a total of?
$1,500 on the 15th of March.
Oh. And then you made an additional payment to him. On what date?
On the 29th, I gave him $500. On April the 12th, I gave him $500. On April the 28th, I gave him $500. On May the 12th, I gave him another $500. I have everything down here with my bank statements and everything.
Okay, let me see your bank statement. No, just take out your bank statement, don't. Just give me the whole portfolio.
And the days that I got paid, and Mr. Briscoe I had written down the dates that I got paid.
All right. So in total, you claim you gave him $3,500.
Yes, ma'am.
And according to what I've read, you made an additional 2 payments to the bank.
Yes.
And then in the 3rd month, he claims you were late in the car payment, and he came and repossessed the car.
Yes, a day late. I didn't breach my contract with Mr. Briscoe. He was very upset at me because someone that I chose to be in my life, and this is the person here.
I don't care. I put the picture away. I don't care who you chose to be in your life.
But that's why he was upset, and he chose to come get the car from me on the 21st of May.
When is the car payment due?
On the 20th.
On the 20th.
Had you mailed the payment in?
I was getting ready to mail it on the 20th.
So you hadn't mailed it in?
No, I haven't.
So they weren't going to get it at least for another 2 or 3 days?
Yes, and the month before that, I mailed it on the 26th. He didn't give me a call then. That's when we were still friends.
Did she give you $3,500?
No, she did not.
How much did she give you, sir?
She gave me $2,500.
Well, this doesn't show. This just shows that you took out money.
I have money orders on the back.
Money orders?
Yes, of $500.
Just a minute. I have 5, 10, 15,
And the other two, I gave him
$1,500.
cash. I can't show you anything because I gave him cash the first 2 times. He know that I gave him $1,500. Then I gave on the 29th, I gave him.
Was the $1,500 in cash, sir?
Yes, it was.
Then I have 3 money orders made out to you in the amount of $500 each, which brings the total on this to $3,000, not $2,500.
Then I am $500 off.
When I gave him the $1,500, that was
He
cash.
acknowledges that you gave him the $1,500
But he can't remember
in cash.
the other, on the 29th, he can't remember
Maybe
that
not.
also. No.
Okay, it's $3,000. The 2 car payments that you made to him, he drove the car.
Yes.
For those 2
I don't
months.
want the money back for that.
Fine.
Because I drove the car.
Okay, now let's get to your counterclaim, Mr. Briscoe. According to you, several years ago, you weren't feeling well, and your former wife came to take care of you, and you were feeling very benevolent towards her. So you decided to give her a credit card to help her out, or a
Yes.
couple of credit cards to help
Yes.
her out. Tell me about these credit cards. Did you take
Yes,
credit
he gave
cards
me the
from him?
credit cards. He gave them to me in December. I have payments that I made each month to the credit card place. Adolph eventually turned them off. I have a tape that he said he's going to cut everything off when we had the argument on April the 20th.
So how much do you owe on the credit cards?
I owed, I believe on one of them I owe like maybe $900.
And on the other one?
Probably about 2 or 3.
How much does she owe on the credit cards?
She owes $1,500 total.
Show me.
On
Just show me. She may not be 100% right. She's not so far off.
And Judge Judy, he turned them off, so I couldn't make arrangements to pay them.
Okay. Fine.
And I have him on tape saying he would turn them off. And
So he turned
just
them
do
off. That doesn't mean you don't have to pay him.
But I couldn't make arrangements because they said they cut off. They're closed, lost credit cards. I couldn't make any arrangement. He closed them out.
$1,250. Well, that's about what you said.
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, you want her to pay what else, sir?
There's another credit card as well for $500, which
Show
I
me.
have told I have paid $200.
No, I have to see the balance. I have to see her balance on that credit card.
They were going to send me all of that, and they didn't send it in
Well,
time.
I can't help you with that,
Okay.
And
sir.
Judge Judy, they'll just do $29. And Adolph, if he wouldn't have turned it off, I could pay that.
You owe him the money.
Okay.
My question to you, Mr. Briscoe,
Yes.
is why didn't you give her back the money she had paid you? You took the car back.
Right.
Do you think you're entitled to keep the $3,000 that she paid you for
Absolutely. I had.
Shh.
You
So
asked
the
me.
answer is yes. You think
Yes.
you're entitled to keep that money.
Absolutely.
Well, explain to me why, sir.
Your Honor, when they collect your car and you don't pay your payments, no one gives you
Adolph,
any
you
money
were late
back.
for 2 months
Mrs.
when I
Briscoe,
took care of
Miss
you.
Briscoe,
Yes, ma'am.
I don't want to hear you when he's speaking. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You are not Ford Motor Corporation.
I am the one that's
You are not.
responsible for
You
the
are
car.
not Ford Motor Corporation. If after
So
2
she
months,
drives
sir,
my
I'm
car for
speaking.
3 months?
Try not to speak over me, Mr. Briscoe. You will be unsuccessful. If she paid you $3,000, and I'm discounting the money she says she gave you in cash because she has no
She didn't
proof
give
of
me
that.
any money. Yes.
I'm speaking. If she gave you $3,000 and you took the car back within 2 months, you don't get to keep her
3
$3,000. 3 months.
Yes.
You don't get to keep her $3,000. In addition, for the car payments she made, part of that went towards your principal on your loan. That helped you out a little bit, but she drove the car, and I'm not going to get into the pennies that it was to pay off certain percentage of the loan over the 2 months period, but you certainly came out on top with regard to that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand, absolutely.
Well, if he doesn't understand, if you had time, you'll explain it to him outside. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,788, which deducts what you own for the credit card. That's all.
Parties are excused.
Year-old private investigator Catherine Harrison is suing her ex-boyfriend Claude Johnson for his share of a vacation and an assault.
All rise.
Your Honor, this is case number 165 on the calendar, the matter of Harrison versus Johnson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, ma'am. Have a seat.
Ms. Harrison, you and Mr. Johnson had a relationship that is now over.
Correct.
According to your complaint, some time ago you took a vacation together. You were supposed to split the cost of the vacation, and he still owes you for some of that bill. In addition, after you separated, there was some altercation involving Mr. Johnson, and you claim he assaulted you. You want to be compensated for your pain and suffering. as a result of the assault. Mr. Johnson says what was left over from the vacation was a gift, because you said that you would take care of the extra expenses, and that he never assaulted you. As a matter of fact, it was quite the other way around. So, when did this love affair start, and when did it terminate?
We had met in February of '04 while working together, and we had broken up this March.
And when was the vacation that you took?
In February of '05.
Where were you going?
I had purchased Lakers Piston tickets for him for Christmas. So we had went to Detroit, we had watched the game, and we had agreed before we left, everything would be 50-50.
Were you living together at the time?
Yes, we were. So we had went to Detroit, and then we had went to Canada for a few days after that.
Well, is it the Detroit trip or the Canada trip that he owes you for?
It's a combination of all of it. There's actually, the total trip balance was $1,468. Therefore, his half of that would have been $734, which he's paid $354.50 and owes $379.50 as the remainder.
So let's take care of that first. Yes?
She's not telling the truth. I was told that, we would go to the game. She said she's going to buy me the tickets. I'm like, okay. She's talking about she wants to go to Canada to go gamble. I'm like, I don't have the money to go gamble in Canada. I really don't want to go. She says, well, we'll put it on my credit card. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. So I'm like, okay, let's go. I agreed to pay her money for the trip to Detroit, at the game and everything. But then,
Well, how much was that part of the trip, Mr. Johnson?
Well, the tickets were free. She bought them.
No. Listen to me.
Okay.
How much was your half of the trip to Detroit?
I really don't know. I paid for the hotel, drinks, food, stuff like that.
No, just a second.
Okay.
Was that all put on her credit card?
Well, I gave her the cash. I don't know if she paid with her credit card or whatever. That's on her.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, I have receipts, credit card statements, bank statements from all of the money that was spent. Definitely.
How much was spent from Detroit? I'm just curious.
From Detroit, we've got a charge of $64.59 in the hotel, and then he had bought some drinks at the game itself. That was all.
Well, that's a small amount of money. Is that the only bill from Detroit?
Exactly. That's the only bill from Detroit.
That's what I'm saying.
But he paid.
Just a second.
He's paid $354.
Just a second.
Okay.
When I say just a second, that means you have to stop. The only two bills from Detroit were a $65 bill from a hotel and a couple of drinks. Yes. Is that right?
I guess, according to her bank statements. I don't,
then what did you give her $354 for, sir?
I don't recall how much money I gave her. We had other things going at the time, so, like it gets really complicated.
I'm going to uncomplicate it. You owe $379.50 for the rest of the vacation you took together. You did go, and if you didn't want to go, you should have said, if you want to go to Canada, go alone.
But it was.
Do you both? I'm speaking. Did you go to Canada?
Yeah, it was a gift on her.
I'm speaking. I just answer my question.
Okay.
Don't volunteer anything unless I ask you to volunteer, which will be never. Did you go to Canada?
Yes, I did.
Did you sleep in a hotel?
Yes, I did.
Did you eat food?
Yes.
You owe a $379.50.
Oh, man.
Now let's get to the assault. You broke up in March of 2005, and when do you allege this assault took place?
June 13th.
Tell me about it.
I had went over to the apartment which we previously had shared together to talk about some previous matters that were unhandled.
What?
It was money for rent that was due after I'd moved out that he had not paid, and then I in turn had to pay.
Well, what was your agreement as far as moving out and continuing to pay the rent?
The agreement was that he was going to take care of the rent since he did not wish to leave the apartment, which I would have, stayed if he would have left and taken care of everything myself. Okay. Anyhow, he had moved in some roommates as well.
So you went over there because you were held responsible for what month's rent?
For the month of June, as well as the first 2 months we had lived there were half price, so they violated the lease, so we had owed that money too. It was $1,300 that I had to pay.
Why did you pay it?
Well, I was buying a house, and I could not have that eviction on my credit if it was not paid.
Were you evicted from that apartment?
No.
Did you stay to the end of the lease?
No. The lease still isn't up yet.
All right. So in June, you went to see him about some money that you thought he owed you.
Well, I had went over, and he was actually outside already, so we had just come up to the car. So we were talking through the window.
It's not true. She's lying.
Have you ever been in court before,
No,
Mr.
I have
Johnson?
not. No.
Since you have not, I'm going to give you a kindergarten course about court, especially mine. One party testifies, I ask questions. When she's finished testifying, you will be given an opportunity to testify.
Okay.
We don't shout out. This is not a discotheque. This is not a give and take. This is an organized, orderly process. Do we understand each other, sir?
Yes.
I don't have to explain this to you again, do I?
No.
Good. Keep going.
Okay, so he was speaking to me through the window of the car, and he was under the assumption that he thought I had taken money from him earlier that morning when I went to get my mail. So he kept bringing that up, you know, well, I don't care about all this money. Where's my $14? So he reaches in the car, takes my purse. I grab a hold of it before he gets it completely across me because I had it right here at my side. So when I wouldn't let go, he starts hitting me in my chest. And so in turn, you know, I let go of the purse. So I got out of the car and, you know, I was asking him, you know, can I have my purse back, you know, whatever. And he's pushing me and shoving me, pushing me, you know, back from him. So, you know, he goes into the house and gets away from the situation. So immediately I had dialed 911 to, you know, reach the police. And they went to the door, you know, and got him outside and talked to him as well. I have the police run log as well.
I want to see a hospital record.
Okay, well, I didn't go to the hospital.
Doctor's report.
I didn't go to the doctor.
Get over it. Whatever pushing and shoving was done over the pocketbook was no big deal. Don't make it into a big deal. Then I begin to doubt your veracity. We understand each other?
Sure.
Good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Have you paid her back?
No. And as a matter of
Are
fact,
you on drugs?
No.
Then just answer me. I said if you paid her back. The answer is no. One no will be sufficient.
And later today,
Let him take the car so that he could go to school and look for a job. That's what you're supposed to do. You're his mother. How many children do you have?
I have 2.
Well, it seems to me this one is doing okay, which means that your mother probably did something right.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Catherine Harrison says ex-boyfriend Claude Johnson owes for a trip to Canada and for an assault.
Did you think that she took money from your house?
I know that she took money from my house.
And how do you know that, Mr. Johnson?
Well, I do have 2 roommates. My roommates were sleeping. It was about 7 o'clock in the morning when she came in my house. In the meantime, I had money on my table in my room.
$14.
$14, but it was all the money that I had at the time. So, you know, it's like $1 million to me because it's all I had. Anyways, I go downstairs. You know, I talk to her about whatever, you know, the money situation, the rent, da-da-da. Okay, she says to me, how much money do you have? I'm like, well, not enough, you know.
Well, you're living there. Why don't you have money for the rent,
Well,
Mr. Johnson?
this is about, I have got money. I had, like I said.
Listen to me, sir. Don't double talk me. It's June. Where's your rent money? You and your 2 sleeping roommates.
We had the rent money for the month, right? The thing is we were being charged extra money for the rent. Instead of being $600, we were being charged $1,200. In all reality, we were moving. She just didn't know it yet, so I wasn't going to give her anything, you know. Now.
So you're going to stiff her on the landlord?
No. I was going to pay it. It's big. It's hard to explain it. You know, it would take a long time. Anyway, let's get to the point. She goes upstairs. She says, I'm going to go look for some money.
Have you? And so she took you $14. You went upstairs. You didn't see your $14, so you figured it was in her purse. When she came back later, you went into the purse. Fine.
Fine.
Who paid the landlord the $1,200?
She did.
Have you paid her back?
No. No. And as a matter of fact.
Are you on drugs?
Huh?
Are you on drugs?
No.
Then just answer me. I asked you a simple question. I said if you paid her back. The answer is no. 1 no will be sufficient.
The answer is no. I shouldn't have to pay her back. Yeah.
Well, she didn't file a counterclaim. I'm just curious. Why didn't she ask for that money?
I was told I should handle that in the local Franklin County courts.
That's too bad. In any event, he owes you $379.50 for the vacation, which he agreed to pay for, and he did not completely pay for. I don't believe he assaulted you to any extent that requires compensation by a court. He was angry, but I don't believe he hurt you. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $379.50. And Ms. Harrison, let me explain this to you. You should thank your lucky stars that you got out when you did.
Yes, thank you.
Oh,
Good,
man.
thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She's an evil person. You know, that's why. I don't know why she did it.
He said that he would have the means to pay me back.
She wanted to stay at the Hilton. You know, she wanted to go all out.
That's just the way I roll.
After we broke up, you know, in March, it turned into a loan.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Cowan versus Cowan. Step forward.
Diane Cowan is suing her son, 23-year-old Kenneth Cowan Jr., for car payments and for stealing her tax refund from their shared bank account.
Mrs. Cowan, this is your son. Your lawsuit claims 2 things. First, that you had an arrangement with your son wherein he would use your car and make the payments on it while he was using it until he purchased his own car. You claim that with regard to that portion of your complaint, he did make some payments, didn't pay them all, and ultimately you sent somebody down, your fiancé?
Yes.
Down to pick up the car because he had moved to a different state. So you want him to pay some $1,000 that he should have paid on the car. Second part of your complaint, which I really believe, based upon what I read, is what you're complaining about. You just tacked on this car business later, is that you and your son shared a joint bank account. At some point, he withdrew $2,000 from that joint bank account, and he withdrew that money, which was from your tax refund, because you claimed him as a dependent for last year. And he says he's entitled to that money because he was going to file his own tax return as a single individual, but since you had already claimed him as a dependent, he couldn't claim himself. So he took the $2,000 because he said you weren't entitled to it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I correct, Ms. Cowan, that but for the withdrawal from the bank, we wouldn't be bothering with any money he might owe on the car?
No, we had made a verbal agreement, and I told him that once he took the vehicle to Texas, that he would be responsible for the payments.
Did you have that agreement with your mother?
Yes, ma'am, we did.
Fine. At that time, were you going to school, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you also working?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you working full-time or part-time?
Part-time.
Who was supporting you?
I was on academic scholarship and receiving money from Pell Grants.
Did your mother send you any money?
She may have given me a total of $500.
Okay. Is it correct, Ms. Cowan, that for the year 2004, your son was basically self-supporting?
No.
Well, how did you support him?
Okay, by me being a disabled veteran, it took care of his 2 years of college.
Just a second.
Okay.
You're being a disabled veteran and the government picking up part of his tuition means that we supported him, not you. Is it true that he was either self-supporting or on scholarships and or Pell Grants that he's going to have to return?
Yeah, he was on Pell Grants, but I supported him as far as sending monies for groceries or if he ran short.
How much money did you send him for the year 2004?
I would say over $2,000.
Show me.
I don't have it as far as monetary back. Most of the time, I would always deposit it in my account because we shared account.
And
I have bank statements showing to where there were deposits made on the account, and these are the only cash deposits on the account are ones that I made.
How many times did you withdraw money from this account, Mr. Cowan?
Very rare, maybe once a semester, if that.
So this was primarily your bank account, that you used this bank account to pay your bills?
Yes.
Okay. You have a copy of your tax returns from last year, sir?
Yes, ma'am. My W-2s and my tax return.
So you had an adjusted gross income of a little over $5,600.
Yes, ma'am.
And according to your statement, if I believed you, which I don't, at most you sent your son $2,000.
Right.
Then you are not entitled to claim him as a deduction because you didn't contribute more than 50% of his support. You were not entitled to claim him as a deduction.
Yes, but according to VA, if I had not claimed him as a dependent, then they would not have taken care of his bills. You know, I'm not a...
Just a second. Let us say that because of some regulation, you were required to claim him as a dependent, even though you did not contribute more than 50% of his support. Let's say that that's true. Then what you should have done was discuss it with your son and say, listen, for the purposes of the VA, so that you can continue to have all your classes covered or whatever percentage the VA covers, I have to claim you as a dependent, but I'm going to give you the $2,000. What would have been wrong with that?
Well, I agreed to that. And
so then why are you complaining that he took the $2,000 out of your account?
Because it was the procedures that he took. Now, he know normally there has not been a time that I have denied him of anything.
So you didn't like the fact that he did it in a sneaky way?
That's right.
Okay. She says she didn't like the idea that you were sneaky about it. Well, I think, Ms. Cowan, one of the reasons he might have been sneaky about it was because when he filed his tax returns, he filed them as an independent, and then he was told later that he was denied his refund because you had already claimed him as a dependent. Had your mother discussed the fact that she was going to claim you?
She had said she was going to try to claim me to recoup some money that I hadn't paid her on a car payment. She told this to my uncle.
Oh, well, I don't want to hear about the car payment. Listen to me, Ms. Cowan. As far as I'm concerned, you got a son that's doing the right thing. If you had a car and you let him take the car so that he could go to school and look for a job, that's what you're supposed to do. You're his mother. How many children do you have?
I have 2.
Okay, well, it seems to me this one is doing okay, which means that your mother probably did something right.
Yes, ma'am.
Should have done the right thing. Shouldn't have made this situation so mucky. Ms. Cowan, irrespective of what he did, you're still his mother, and I sometimes wonder whether I would have, I don't have to wonder, I would not have pursued this matter in court. I would have said to him, it's not the right thing to do. What's your first name?
Kenneth.
It's not the right thing to do, Kenneth. You shouldn't have gone behind my back and taken the $2,000 out of the account. I was prepared to give it to you, but you shouldn't have just taken it. I'm not so sure that you were prepared to give it to him because, according to you, he owed you some money on this car nonsense. Can't tell you how many cars I bought my children. If you had not claimed your son as a dependent, what would have been your refund?
I would have gotten $1,913 from
and
that.
how much did you actually get?
$29.13.
Yes, sir.
When I asked my mother for her tax return, I was going to return whatever she didn't get for claiming me. She sent me a tax return that said she only got $300 for me, which was false.
But you got $1,000 for you.
Right.
Is that what you want, sir?
Yes.
Then you have to give your mother back $1,000 because you took out $2,000 from her account.
No, I was supposed to get $2,000 back, and I was
Listen to me. What your mother is saying is she was required by the VA to claim you as a dependent in order for you to get certain benefits. So, although if you filed for yourself as an independent, you would have gotten $2,000, if she didn't file for you as a dependent of hers, you wouldn't have gotten other benefits which far outweighed that $2,000. Are you following me?
Yes, ma'am.
So that you should not have taken out the $2,000 from the account because all she got, by virtue of her claiming you as a dependent, was an extra $1,000. So that's all you were entitled to. Are you following me?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yes.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,000.
26-year-old Danny Valenzuela is suing his son, 19-year-old student Danny Valenzuela Jr., for the cost of a car he totaled.
Order. All rise.
Three times. Yeah, this is case number 307 on the calendar in the matter of Valenzuela versus Valenzuela. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mr. Valenzuela, the defendant is your son.
Yes, he is, Your Honor.
According to your complaint, your son was driving your car and he had an accident. As a result of the accident, your car was totaled.
Yes.
The insurance company gave you some $1,800 for the car, is that right?
Actually, it's $1,187.81 was the offer.
You want your son to pay the difference between what you're going to accept from the insurance company and the blue book value of the car.
Yes. Honest, to begin with, Your Honor, I don't really care about the money. My wife and I are both here to hopefully, with your help, teach my son a lesson. Teach him to be a responsible adult instead of a young kid, 19 going on 14.
Well, the first thing, Mr. Valenzuela, is you have to teach your child is that if you have family disputes, you keep them within the family and you don't go to court. That's number one.
That's the first thing we tried.
Okay. Because going to court with a child is usually
the hardest thing we've done.
Well, it's a hard thing to do, and it's not only a hard thing to do, it usually doesn't promote family harmony in the long run. But that's really what you want. You want him, according to your papers, to pay the difference between what the value of the car was and what your insurance company is prepared to give you.
That's what I put in the thing.
And the defendant says that he was given a settlement. Is that right?
Yes.
For this accident. And after he finished paying the attorney's fees and the fees to the doctor that probably the lawyer sent you to, is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, very much so.
Just pay attention. After you finished paying the lawyer and after you finished paying the chiropractor that he probably sent you to, he sent you to a chiropractor?
Yes.
How did I know that?
You the boss, applesauce?
Yeah. That you got $1,600 for your pain and suffering, and it's your pain and suffering, and your father should not be entitled to any of that. That's your defense, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Tell me about the accident, sir. When did you have this accident?
January 28th, 2000.
Okay.
And I asked to borrow my father's car to go pick up one of my friends. And I was going along and I was driving, and this guy just pulled out in front of me and made me swerve out of the way, and I ended up hitting one of the power poles or whatever there. And then
What company did you settle with? Your father's insurance company or the other car's insurance company?
they had the same insurance company, actually.
Well, who did you sue?
His insurance company, I guess. I'm
I'm asking you, sir.
His insurance company.
The other person's
Yes,
insurance
yes.
company. And the other person's insurance settled with you.
Yes. For pain and suffering I endured.
No, I understand that. But if
Yes.
they settled with you, that must have meant that they found that the other car was at fault. Is that right?
Yes, they found that their driver was 25% at fault, and my son was 75% at fault.
Oh, do you have those papers?
What percent?
This is the police report, and here's the liability right there.
I don't know anything about those percents.
You don't know anything about anything.
Like I said, Your
You had a
Honor,
lot of pain and suffering. I want you to tell me all about your pain and suffering. First, I want you to tell me, after this happened, when did your pain and suffering start?
The next morning I had whiplash in the neck.
Tell me all about it.
When I woke up, my neck was just like, I couldn't even really move at all. Like it was hard for me to move. Like every movement was pain for me.
So,
And then
and how old were you at the time?
18.
What were you doing at the time? Were you working, going to school?
Oh, I was a student.
You were a student?
Yeah, high school
Where?
student.
Cal Poly Pomona.
I was going to Apple Valley High School.
No, don't look at him. Look at me. Look at me. So
Okay,
you were
I was going to Apple Valley High
school.
School. I was a high school student the date of the accident. And the pain that I
Just a minute,
endured.
did you go to school the following week?
Yes, I think so. I'm not.
When did you go to see a lawyer?
I'm not sure.
Try to think.
Within the week or so?
Approximately about 3 to 4 weeks after that.
And how many visits to the doctor did he have between the time of the accident and the time you went to see a lawyer?
About 3 or 4 times.
Before you went to the lawyer?
Yes.
Did you graduate from high school?
Yes, with honors.
Perfect, which means that you didn't miss too much school because of all of this pain and suffering, right?
No.
Mr. Valenzuela,
Yes.
Mercury Insurance, I gather, insures both you and the other car.
Yes,
Is that
they do,
right?
Your Honor.
Well, Mercury Insurance Company did pay him in settlement to settle a claim for what they perceive to be his pain and suffering. You are not entitled to that.
Okay.
According to him, he got a net check of $1,600.
Neck and back.
Oh, I feel so sorry for you. The accident was mostly your fault. What do you want me to do? Throw you a party? A pity party?
He pulled out in
75%.
front of me.
If you weren't going so fast, sir, you wouldn't have hit a pole. You're supposed to drive defensively. You're supposed to be able to stop on a dime.
I saved his life by not hitting him.
I'm not going behind what they found. This was your insurance company and their insurance company. You had the same insurance company. They found that you were 75% at fault. You were 75% at fault in causing the accident. And now I don't know whether they checked skid marks or whether they checked your odometer. I don't know what they did, but that's what they found. So if you were injured because you were going too fast in a car, and you must have been going pretty fast if you totaled the car, then that's what happens. Then you get a backache and a neck ache. What do you want me to do? Cry for you? You look pretty healthy to me.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Danny Valenzuela says his son, Danny Valenzuela Jr., needs to be responsible for totaling his car. Danny Sr. claims his son has received a settlement for the accident and refuses to hand over any money.
What are you doing now?
Working.
What kind of work are you doing now, Mr. Valenzuela?
Sales.
What kind of sales?
Sporting goods store.
What kind of things are you selling?
Basketballs, tents, you know.
Things that you have to move around a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah. So clearly you are not totally incapacitated, right? As a result of this pain and suffering brought on mostly by yourself?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, right. Sir, if you have an 18-year-old child and you let him drive your car,
Yes.
you have to either have a lot of insurance or you don't let him drive your car.
Yes. The
That's
thing
what
where we started with this, though, was when he had the accident, I got him to the doctor and everything. During the next 2 weeks, he goes, Dad, I feel really bad about it. What I'm going to do is make it up to you and Mom. whatever I get from the insurance, I'm going to make up the difference. I'm working. I'll pay you guys back for the car. Don't worry about it. Everything will be fine. I said, you sure? I was I was impressed. My son's being responsible. 2 years later, he finally gets a settlement. I call him and said, hey, you got a letter here. He reads it, goes, I'm going to sign, settle. Saturday comes, he gets a check. I call him again. I paid him. I said, you got your check. Comes home, says, I'll be right back. That was the end of September. The first time I seen him since then.
What happened? Shh. What happened?
Well, I got the check.
Yeah. Please. So I'm asking you.
I really can't say.
Oh, yes, you can. That's why you're here.
Yeah,
Well, this was money coming to my personal injury. This was a settlement for pain and suffering I endured.
Listen! But for the fact that you were out and your father let you borrow his car, you would not have been in a position to hurt yourself or to destroy his car. He didn't have anything to do with it but say, okay, you can borrow my car. Right? Not his fault. Most of this accident was caused by your negligence. And all your father is saying to you, hey, stop touching your nose and look at me. All your father is asking you to do is to be responsible, because you said to him, I feel terrible about what happened to your car, and whatever it is, I'm going to make it up to you, whether it's from the insurance settlement if I get one, or from a job that I have, whatever.
I'm sorry someone else made me crash your car. That's what I'm sorry for.
Mr. Valenzuela, you ain't getting it. Are you just thick? Your father and your mother are home. But for the fact that you were out in their car, they would have their car. Now, whether you feel a moral obligation, which you probably should, I'm sure your parents are hardworking people, just from a moral perspective, if you said to them, I want to make it up to you, which was the right thing to do, and then a couple of years go by, and say, well, now I got the check, forget about my moral obligation. All he wants you to do is to be a man.
Exactly.
I don't have $5,000 to just... Here,
there's no
Pop.
way. No. If you got a check and the whole check you got from them was $1,600, father's not looking for $5,000. Maybe what he puts here, but wasn't even your agreement with him. That's not even what you said to him. You said to him, "I'll give you the money when I settle with the insurance company." Isn't that what you said to him?
Yeah.
So why didn't you do that?
Because I think that whole check I deserved for myself. I think my neck and back pains was something I went through. He didn't go through that. I was in pain.
You caused it.
But I was in pain, though. I was in pain.
Just a second. You caused yourself to be in pain.
So then I caused myself to have that check.
Hey.
Oh.
I don't think you're going to get through.
What? I'm not going to get through.
Now you see, that's what we go through.
No, Mr. Valenzuela, you're not going to get through to him. Either he just decided that he's going to stonewall me, or he's pretty stupid. I don't know which one.
Actually, he's a very smart, charismatic young man.
Listen,
But
let me tell you something
he's
about
just not growing
charismatic.
up.
Let me tell you about
First nice thing he
charismatic.
said
He
to me
doesn't do a
once.
thing for me. He doesn't do a thing for me. Because right now I'm not sure whether he's a wise guy or just plain dumb. Because the last comment that he made to me, if I caused the accident, then I should get the insurance money. Isn't that what he said? Something like that? That's what he said. If I caused the accident, I should get the insurance. What? He earned it.
He earned it.
He earned it. He earned it. Bird would ordinarily be on the side of a teenager. Bird likes teenagers. He really is all for teenagers. He thinks they're all terrific. And me, I'm not so sure. But Bird, he loves teenagers. Me, I like them medium rare. You got $1,600? You told your father you would give him the insurance proceeds? You changed your mind. There's no basis for you to change your mind, sir. You made an agreement with your father. That's what you have to give him. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,600. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
What did I do wrong? Someone else forced me into an accident, and then all of a sudden I'm here in court, and it's like a case all of a sudden. I don't know what I did. I still don't know what I did wrong.
I didn't really care about the money. It just his actions. And I told him, grow up.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Sue versus Coran, step forward, please.
25-year-old loan officer Misty Sue is suing the father of her child, 24-year-old corporate trainer Robert Coran Jr., for unpaid utility bills and for half of a down payment on a car.
Miss Sue, the defendant is your former boyfriend. You have a child together, a baby. How old is the baby?
4 months.
According to your complaint, there was a time when you lived together briefly, and he left owing you certain bills, which is just a couple of $100s. You also claimed that you purchased a car together, which he took, and you put down the down payment on the car. He's paid you back some of the down payment, but he still owes you, according to you, I believe, what, $600 on the down payment. He says the down payment was a gift and that he owes you nothing. Right?
Yes.
When did you live together? From when till when?
Middle of April to August 19th.
Who was paying your rent?
I paid for the first month that I was in maternity. He paid for the second part of my maternity.
So he paid the rent?
One time, yes.
And how much was that?
$400.
Were you living there from April to August?
Off and on. After the baby was born, yes. I was there predominantly. The only thing is, she said I only paid 1 month during those months. And the money that she did have, she'd had enough to pay her June rent, but July and August were covered by myself. There was such a limited amount of money by the time she had the baby coming in. She was only working, maybe it was 8 hours. Sometimes it would be 12 in the course of a week.
Can I ask you a question, Mr. Corinne? Are you paying child support regularly now?
The judge just set all that in motion.
What do you mean all that in motion?
We had an agreement outside of, before child support, she tells me, okay, I need this or I need that. But we went last week.
To finalize an order, a set order.
What she had us do is we come in there, we write down a percentage of what we each work and what he would be paying. Well, he decided that what he has to pay is too much. He has not paid any kind of child support. If you count buying diapers once a week, in which he misses weeks at a time,
no, that's not child support.
That's not child support. So, no, I am responsible for everything.
That's usually what happens. You didn't have enough of a commitment to make a commitment to each other permanently, and then you make this commitment to have a child, and that's what happens.
Your Honor, I have acknowledged that when the judge makes the decision of, okay,
how much,
I will go back retroactively. That's not an issue.
Okay. So if you're going to go back retroactively, I'm not going to entertain these other bills. I believe him when he says he paid 2 months' rent. I want to hear about this car.
I got $3,459 back on my income tax. Both of us were without a car. His car had got taken away, so he didn't have it. We were together at that point, and I said, well, why don't we go and we'll get a car together, and it'll make it cheaper on both of us, and plus with the child coming.
So you put down the down payment on the car of $1,000.
Right.
There's no discrepancy that she did, in fact, put down the original $1,000.
The agreement we had was we were not officially together. We had lived together.
You were together enough to have a child together.
Yes, we had spent November, December, January together.
I don't get into that. You were going to tell me the agreement was what with regard to this $1,000?
The agreement was because I had supported her for 2 months in the Christmas season because she had stopped working, some issues she was dealing with. I supported her with rent and everything.
Is that true?
He supported it with rent. Yes, you are correct.
Yes.
So he paid what, 2 months' rent?
Plus
1 month. He did it. He did not do it both months. I supported myself. I got my food for myself. I did everything on my own until January. And he did not pay the rent because the people were coming to the house saying he did not pay it. So he can sit here and say, I paid it till he's blue in the face. It's not true.
It was paid.
You wouldn't have people knocking on your door in the lease office coming to your door if you paid it.
So your defense is that you supported her for whatever period of time prior to purchasing this car so that the down payment was?
She was going to put down $1,000. She needed $400 of it back immediately. It was as soon as I got my tax money back. But the other money was given to me. The car's in my name. There was no talk of putting her on the car. The insurance is my name. But the arrangement we were supposed to have is, okay, if we're together or not.
You didn't say or not. No, Mr. Corinne.
Okay.
I'm smarter than you are. Sorry. I'm smarter than you are, sir. If we were together, because you were planning on being together, this would be a car that was used by both of you.
But
and you purchased this car, was $1,000 down, and how much in payments?
It's $300 a month.
That you're paying?
Yes.
But Mr. Corinne, you can't say to me, we talked about it, and the car was going to be mine. She was giving me the down payment whether we were together or not, because at that time, you weren't talking in terms of not being together. Otherwise, why would she take out $1,000? I'm speaking. Otherwise, why would she take out $1,000 for tax money and give it to you to put down on the car as a gift?
Because I supported her, and she knew that in supporting her back in December, January, that I was taking the money that I didn't have that would have paid my car payment, and I lost the car over it.
You lost the car that you just bought?
No. I lost
that car you still have.
No, I have my Jeep. I'm saying I had a Toyota that I lost. I couldn't pay the payments because I was supporting her.
Listen, if you had made a minor investment, you wouldn't have had this problem to begin with all of her time off owing to pregnancy and confinement, and, that would have been a very minor investment. Do we understand each other?
I understand you perfectly.
Then you don't have to worry about all this stuff. You have the car?
I have the car.
Good. You give her back $600 that she put down on a judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $600. That's all.
Kimberly Shuren is suing her ex-boyfriend, 33-year-old musician Steve Brown, for charges he made on her credit card. Steve says Kimberly incurred the charges when she went on the road with his band.
Order. All rise.
Yeah, this is case number 78 on the calendar in the matter of Shuren versus Brown. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Ms. Shuren, the defendant was your boyfriend, who you claim used your credit card with your permission, with a promise that he would return the money that he used on the credit card. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
The defendant says that he has a band that travels and that he did use your credit card.
Yes, ma'am.
And the credit card was used for your expenses at a time when you decided that you wanted to travel with a band. And if I understand you, Mr. Brown, your defense is that when you and the members of your band travel together, you minimize those expenses by sharing rooms, lodging, etc. You had to have a separate room with her.
Yes, ma'am.
You explained that carefully to her so that I assume that most of the charges that were made on her credit card were lodging expenses, right? Good, because that's your defense. So this is going to be an easy case. Let me see the expenses on the credit card.
Yes, ma'am, I have...
I read your defense, so without any further fanfare, let me see if we have a whole bunch of lodging expenses.
I have the credit card, and I made a list here, too.
Well, we have a motel in Loxley, Alabama. Then we have a charge for Guitar Center, Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that your charge?
That was the charge.
Is that your charge?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that a motel? Is
No,
it a
ma'am.
hotel? Motel or hotel?
No, ma'am.
What is it?
It's a guitar store.
Does she play the guitar?
No, ma'am.
So it was your guitar?
It was equipment.
It was equipment. It wasn't a guitar.
For special effects.
Shh, just a second.
Sorry.
That's not a hotel. Explain me.
Okay. Some of the things she bought on the credit card were gifts. There was the one thing that she bought me at Guitar Center was microphones, but that was paid back in cash.
Did he pay you back for that?
No, ma'am. I have a copy of all the payments that were made. I have the checkbook.
You have any proof that you paid her back this $331 for the Guitar Center?
No, ma'am.
Perfect. $331. Then we have goodies. What is that? Is that your charge?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Music Gear, Columbus, Georgia. Is that a motel?
No, ma'am.
What is it?
That's a music store.
It's a music store for you.
I assume, yes.
What's Fat Tuesday? Gulf Shore, Alabama.
That's where he stayed. That's where they were playing at Fat Tuesdays.
Then we have oil, gasoline, I assume. In Awassa, Alabama. Some big gigs. $18. What's that?
I'm not sure.
Well, where do you come from?
Pine Mountain, Georgia.
In Georgia.
Pine Mountain.
So if there's a charge here from Alabama for gasoline, that would be you.
Not necessarily, because Columbus, Georgia, and Pine Mountain is right on the line to where you can. It's crossover in Alabama.
It's a 1 hour drive. May I say something, please? I had went through all the charges and I put it in order. First charge was the Guitar Center, where he bought equipment, $331. Goodies Columbus was where he bought clothing. Played against sports, he wanted to play golf while he was in Gulf Shores.
I'm looking at the credit card, Bill.
Okay, see, but I put it all in order.
Those are your lists. That's
in
your list.
I thought it would be easier for you to look at.
No, I like to look here. I like to look here. Williams Super Center, in Phoenix City, Alabama. What is that?
I have no idea what that is.
Well, maybe you'll explain it to me. Ms. Shuren.
That's the Walmart Supercenter in Phoenix City.
Oh, okay.
Walmart
WM.
Supercenter.
See, I'm so old-fashioned. It's the Walmart Supercenter. Do you know what that's for?
Is that the one for $240?
Yes.
That was a Nintendo. Your Honor.
Nintendo.
That was also a gift.
You didn't sleep on it or with it, did you?
No.
Where's the Nintendo?
It's at my house now.
Good, then you pay for it. $240.56. Old Glory Distribution T-shirts, $125.60. Is that a bill that you're charging to him?
It's all his, Your Honor. I never used any of it.
Any of his credit card?
No, the agreement was that I would get the credit card in my name for his use and that he would make the payments.
You mean all of these payments?
He would make payments on the credit card.
You never used this for yourself
I
at all?
never used any of it for my purpose.
Oh, okay. So I have to make sure that...
It was a brand new card, never used. The membership fee, $50. He went to Guitar Center to get equipment. He got golfing equipment to play golf. And then he went to Gulf Shores. And then there's gas, there's Fat Tuesdays where they played, his food, there's the hotel. And when he got back from the trip to Gulf Shores and I got the first credit card statement and saw how much he had charged, I told him that the next time he uses that card, he better bring me some receipts. And then that was the last that he used of it.
So the balance on this card, the new balance is $1,097, sir, and it's not all for lodging.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kimberly Shuren says ex-boyfriend Steve Brown owes for unpaid credit card charges. Steve says they're Kimberly's charges.
Guitar Center, eating, gasoline, a lot of gasoline, because I assume you did a lot of traveling with your band.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yeah.
All these things that are on this card were not purchased by me or even for me.
Really? You want to look over this and tell me?
Yes, ma'am.
What?
I have a list.
Shh, stop with your list.
I'm sorry.
I don't want to see your list. I want him to look at the actual charges on this credit card.
Go ahead and look at them.
Tell me which ones aren't yours, sir. Well, let's...
May I say something?
No.
Okay.
Ms. Shuren, you don't get any cameos or any awards for being stupid and giving somebody a credit card.
That's right.
Right? I've been saying that for enough years so that any normal person would not do that. Bert, how old is your oldest child?
18.
She have your credit card?
No, Judge. She watches the show, too.
Yeah, right. She may have asked.
No.
Didn't even ask.
Didn't even ask. Knew better.
Knew better.
She's got 2 jobs, though.
And you love her.
I'm crazy about her.
And she doesn't have your credit card.
And she can't have my credit card.
And you know her for 18 years.
I've known her all those years.
You got it, Ms. Shuren?
Yes, ma'am.
As far as...
Okie dokie.
Yes, ma'am. As far as everything on here, the only things I can't actually prove them, but the service merchandise, for $58.62.
That was that blue boombox, the radio?
Mr. Brown, why don't you
Yes,
use your
ma'am.
own credit card?
Because he said it's
Shh. Why don't you use your own credit card?
I don't have one right now.
Is this the first time you've used a woman's credit card?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to ask the rest of the members of your band. All right. Well, I don't know what you marked here, sir.
I didn't mark anything. The only thing that's on there is the gas receipts. She acts as if she doesn't drive and put gas in her car.
No, what she's saying, sir, is she didn't use this credit card at all. That you used the credit card. You were going to look through this and tell me which charges were not yours.
There's no charges on there that I could prove that weren't mine.
Oh, what an easy case. My own information. How long did you know him before you gave him this credit card?
1.5 years.
Were you living together?
Yes, Your Honor.
Who paid the rent?
I did, and my sister.
Who paid the telephone?
Me and my sister.
Who paid the gas and electric?
We did. Me and my sister.
So that went on for 1.5 years before you gave him the credit card?
Yes.
Judgment for the
Your
plaintiff
Honor.
in the amount of $1,154.94. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
So I thought, you know, since he wasn't paying any rent or any utilities, that he would at least have the money to pay the credit card.
Everything was fine until we broke up, and then she decided that I owed her for everything she's ever spent.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Coleman versus Denies. Step forward, please.
20-year-old sales associate Michelle Coleman is suing her ex-boyfriend, 22-year-old auto painter Brad Denies, for illegally repossessing her car. Brad is countersuing, claiming Michelle wrecked 2 of his cars.
Ms. Coleman, you and the defendant were engaged to be married, and according to your complaint, during the course of your engagement, you were not engaged.
We were not engaged.
That's a lie.
So I
don't. So then let's get to the second thing maybe we can agree on, that you bought a car.
Yes.
That is in both your names, as well as the car loan.
Yes.
Then according to your complaint, you broke up, you kept the car. For some reason, which you will explain to me, the car was impounded. He got the car out of impound, paid the fees to get it out of impound, he kept the car. You want all the payments back that you made on the car plus your down payment. How much was the down payment?
$4,000.
He is counterclaiming for 2 cars that you allegedly damaged in April of 2000.
Yes.
Sir, do you admit or deny that she put down the down payment?
She used her check to put the down payment, yes. But half the money was mine because she owed me rent.
Where'd she owe you rent from?
From the time we lived together, which was 9 months.
That's a lie. We never lived
Just
together.
a minute.
Yes, we did live together.
Just a second. So what you're telling me is part of the money was yours because she owed you money.
Yes,
Did you tell her that at the time?
yes.
Look at me and tell me what
Okay.
you said to her when you signed the papers for the car loan.
I said that we are going to go in this car together, 50-50, because you were saving up for a car. When you lived with me, I didn't make you pay no rent, no utilities, so you could save up for your own car.
And what?
And that's it.
And that's it. Okay, so let me explain something to you. You didn't put any money down towards the car. The fact, Mr. Denies,
Yes.
that you just said to me, there was an agreement, and I'm taking your word, that you did live together, and your agreement was that she wouldn't pay any bills, but save up to buy a car. That's what you just said to me.
Yes.
Fine. Put your hand down. She didn't owe you the money. So $4,000 you put down on the car.
Yes.
Okay. And then you drove the car for how many months?
About 4 months, 5 months.
Until what date did you drive the car?
The car was impounded in November. So November.
How was the car impounded? Under what circumstances?
I started seeing a new guy, and I loaned him the car. He didn't tell me he didn't have a license. He called me and told me that my car was impounded.
You got the car out of impound.
Yes, I did, ma'am.
Tell me the circumstances surrounding you getting the car out of impound.
I called her about 2 weeks before it got out of impound, and I said, what are we going to do about the car? She says, well, if you bail it out, then you can take over the $800 payments. And I go, you want me to do that? She goes, I don't care.
Okay. Now, when he bailed the car out, when he got it out of impound December 18th, did you have any further conversation with him?
Yes, I did. I told him that I was going to fight for it because I wanted my car back.
So did you sue him in December?
No, I did not.
Did you sue him in January?
No, I did not.
Did you sue him in February?
No, I did not.
Did you sue him in March?
That's when I started getting everything going.
Did you sue him in March?
No, I did not.
What were you driving?
I had bought another car.
Right. How did I know that? How much did it cost you to get the car out of impound?
$805.
You have a receipt for that?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me see it, please.
It was supposed to actually cost $795, but they charged us an extra $15 for cleanup of glass because her and her boyfriend broke a bunch of glass outside.
$805. So we are deducting $805 from the $4,000. Now let's get to your counterclaim. You say that while together she damaged 2 of your cars. You want to tell me about that, Miss Coleman?
I was pulling into the driveway, and his '66 Mustang doesn't have power steering, and I didn't turn it hard enough. and I dented the door of his other car.
Do you have a paid bill with regard to that?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I see it, please?
Yeah. Spoke on.
These are estimates. Was the work done on the car?
Those are receipts, actually, ma'am.
They're both preliminary estimates.
Ma'am, he did all the work himself.
It says, if you read in it, it says paid in cash, and it has a date that it was paid in cash. My father paid for it.
What, sir? Step up.
Your Honor, those are our copies of the original.
Who paid this money?
I did.
Well, let's see if this gentleman knows anything about this.
There was nothing wrong with the quarter panel.
Yes, good morning. This is Judge Judy Scheindlin. Who am I speaking to? Can you tell me what your job is there? You're a paint prepper. Okay. Do you work on most of the cars that come through there? Okay. I have Brad Denys, D-E-N-Y-S. Do you know him? Do you recall doing any work on a 1966 Ford Mustang and a 1992 Ford Mustang? You don't. If work was done on those two cars, you know, the old Mustangs, and it involved painting, that would have been your job. So you do all of that, okay? And you have not worked on either a 66 or a 92 Ford Mustang. No. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. They didn't paint your car there.
Yes, they did.
You know who was on the phone? The only person in the shop that does the paint prep work on cars. I'm going to dismiss without prejudice your counterclaim. The 4 months in car payments that you paid,
Mm-hmm.
you had the use of your car. You drove it.
Yes.
Pay for it. He's not going to pay for that. And I find that through your own negligence, you allowed your car to be driven by someone who had absolutely no reason to drive your car because they had a bad license.
Yes.
And in order to get the car out of the impound, he, in fact, had to pay $805 to do that.
I had the money to go down.
And I further find that you had no intention of getting the car out because you went and you bought yourself a new car. So I am deducting the $805 from the $4,000 that you put down as a down payment. What are you doing with this car now, Mr. Denys?
I drive it.
Good. So you put down for that car $3,195. That was your down payment. That you have to pay her back.
$1,500 of the dollars was towards tax. $1,500 also was toward a extended warranty, which I did not want.
Who cares? You got it. You bought it. And you're going to enjoy it. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,195. That's all.
50-year-old social health worker Rita Wyke is suing her niece, 19-year-old telemarketer Ebony Polk, for the cost of a new car engine and damages to her home.
Order. All rise.
Yeah, this is case number 547 on the calendar in the matter of Wyke versus Polk. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat.
Miss Wyke, the defendant is your niece.
Yes.
And according to your complaint, your niece had been living with you.
Yes.
You went away on business for a couple of weeks. And it is your claim that either your niece or someone that she invited to your home destroyed some of your property. And the most expensive thing that was destroyed was your car.
Yes, a 95 Nissan Pathfinder.
And that was damaged because, according to you, the car was not in good running order and you had brought it back to your home to just sit there until you could take care of it. It was not to be driven. Somebody, either the defendant or someone else, drove the car, and because it was driven with no oil, the engine seized or something happened to the engine.
Exactly.
And the engine has to be replaced. Ms. Polk said somebody else did it.
Yes.
Oh, okay. How long was your niece living with you?
Ebony moved in with me in March, the middle of March.
Why?
I took Ebony out of a bad situation. Judge. And I let her come and stay with me. I was taking Ebony to and from work until I started having the trouble with the Pathfinder, which was in June. It started leaking oil, and I was told that by the mechanic, I have here the estimate. I needed a real main seal rod bearing, a main bearing. Sure.
Because you're just reading that. You don't understand what all that is. Ladies usually don't understand what
no.
all this is. It just is, it doesn't run.
Yes, but that's why the Jeep was parked.
That's why it was parked?
Exactly.
Okay. So the original estimate back in June was $1,650 for parts and labor to fix the car at that time. So from middle of June until July the 6th, the car was just sitting.
Just sitting.
And your niece was living with you
She was
at that
still there.
And you were not giving her rides to and from work in this car?
No, she had to catch city transit.
Okay, so far is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Oh. And then when you went away on July 6th, were you going there for business or pleasure?
No, business. And I was gone for 2 weeks at the group home. Ebony asked if her best friend, Brandy, could stay in the home with her while I was gone. I had no problem with that. When I returned, my Jeep wasn't parked the way I had left it. And I knew then it had been moved. When Ebony came home that afternoon, I asked her what happened. And she told me that they drove that Jeep and she had it towed back to my house.
What happened when you drove the Jeep, Ebony?
Well, I wasn't driving the Jeep. My friend Brandy was driving the Jeep.
Were you the passenger?
Yes.
So it doesn't make any difference. The two of you were in the car. Why did you take the car?
Because the fight had broke out at the house because I had a party. And, you know, a fight had broke out at the house, and I just said I had to go. It was still early, so we got in the Jeep and we went riding.
But you knew that you couldn't use the Jeep because
I know. I already know.
What do you mean you know you know?
I know. I know the Jeep. I didn't know it was messed up like that because when we got ready to get in the Jeep, an oil leak, I looked under the Jeep and see if any oil on the concrete. It was no oil. So therefore, I thought it was fine. I didn't think it was major like that. So we got in, started driving. Before we could get back to the house, it just stopped. I towed it back to the house. I got it back, I got it back to the, property fine and all right, but I feel
Well, you didn't get it back fine and all right. It had to be towed.
Well, it got back. It was better than leaving it on the side of the road.
You have another estimate for the car?
Exactly. Your Honor, not only that, Ebony went in my daughter's bedroom. I have a handicapped daughter. I had just bought her a 50 CD changer, took that child's stereo out, put it in the den. Now I'm left to buy her another stereo. They demolished that. 5 of her CDs were taken. Only the cases are left.
I was not responsible for that. It wasn't my fault. I did not know the CDs were gone.
For anything.
And I didn't know the stereo was messed up until she told me about it.
Well, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What kind of fight broke out in the house?
Well, it was a little scuffle, and when the scuffle happened, I told everybody they had to go.
Well, how many people were everybody?
It was only meant to be a few friends, few of Brandy's friends. It ended up being about 50, 60 people, and I knew that wasn't even gonna work. So I told everybody they had to go.
She didn't have permission to have anybody in my house.
Well, listen to me.
I have here.
You made a big mistake.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I admit I did.
How old are you?
19.
Okay.
I feel like it's not my fault. I ain't had nothing to do with it. I wasn't driving it. I feel like I shouldn't have to pay for it.
Well, what about the carpet and the furniture?
The carpet.
Don't answer her yet. I'm still adding.
I'm sorry.
Let us assume that the damages, Miss Polk, that your aunt is claiming to her carpet, to the CD changer, the CDs, which she has itemized at, well, it's less than $44.23. It's less than that because I'm deducting the original $16.50 that you were going to be charged to fix the car. Let us assume that all of that is correct. Carpet got stained because somebody spilled wine on it.
I offered to clean it, though, but she had a little attitude. I told her she had to wait till I got paid. But if she couldn't wait, she had an attitude. I got a mop and bleach, and I tried to get it up. It was some stains, but I told her I was going to get the stain cleaner. She couldn't wait. Oh, well.
Where are you living now?
I stay with my friend.
Good.
Thank you.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Rita White claims her niece, Ebony Polk, owes for the cost of a car engine and damage to her home. Rita says Ebony has a bad attitude.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, I have here where I had my carpet and furniture cleaned. I have the receipt here. I've already paid for that. Ebony feels like she's not responsible for anything.
Yes, I know that. What are we going to do about that?
Well, she cannot come back in my home.
Perfect.
There's no way.
Good.
I don't want to come back anyway.
She
I'm
shouldn't
fine right
come
where
back
I'm
to
at.
your home. Look, you spent $270 on the carpet.
That was the carpet and the furniture, the love seat and sofa.
And what
together.
about this CD changer?
Yes, that cost $279.
Do you have a bill for it?
No, I don't have that. The original price was like $319, but it was 6 months old because I bought it for her 25th birthday.
That was not my fault.
Well, whose fault was it? Tell me.
The gentleman who was in there who started the scuffle.
But I didn't tell
Shh,
anyone.
just a second. You allowed those people into your home.
I didn't know it was gonna be that many. I did not know all those people was coming. Brandy knew all those people was coming. I did not know. It was only supposed to be a couple of people. Those was Brandy's friends. She is suing the wrong one.
Why didn't you call the police?
Because. Why?
What's a because?
Why? They were already gone. I didn't know who it was.
Oh. Listen to me. Some people are helpless. Some people are hopeless.
I am not hopeless.
Hopeless. Hopeless. Not helpless. Hopeless. Waste no more of your energy. You tried to do the right thing, didn't get there, doesn't get the message. She's got the attitude. It's never going to go away. You try to be a nice person. You said, invite your friend over. Don't stay alone. She abused your trust. She has no sense of right and wrong. She's 19 years old, so she's still young. But with that kind of an attitude, she's never going to change. Wash your hands and say, finito. And concentrate on your children, concentrate on your job, concentrate on what you do, concentrate on the fact that she owes you $3,038. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Parties are excused. She may step out.
The Jeep was not my fault, and I'm not paying for that. And she knew that, so oh well.
All I can say is I love her. I love her, and I'll continue to pray for her.
She should have been talking to Brandy about that because those were her friends. She drove the Jeep, and it's her fault. Oh well.
I tried hard for Ebony.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Johnson versus Blocker Thomas. Step forward, please.
35-year-old administrator Gina Johnson is suing 30-year-old nurse Crystal Blocker Thomas for the cost of a wedding veil.
Miss Johnson, were you and the defendant friends before you loaned her your veil? Your
Yes,
wedding veil?
acquaintances for about 8 years.
Acquaintances, but not good friends.
No.
It's your complaint that you loaned her your wedding veil. She was getting married, and when she finally got around to returning it after many requests, it was ruined, and you want the value of it.
Yes, Your Honor.
So I'd like you to tell me when you agreed to loan her your veil.
We played basketball together in a women's basketball league, and our league had just ended. It was about March. And probably around the mid of March, we went to a restaurant and discussed that she was getting married sometime in July and how expensive it was to get married. And I explained to her that I knew a lot of ways to cut costs, and I had some items that she could borrow. And I had not heard from Crystal after we had that lunch until the morning of her wedding, and that was sometime in July. She called me at 6:45 a.m., spoke to my husband. She called back about 9:15 that morning. And I explained to her, you know,
What did she say to you when you spoke to her at 9 o'clock in the morning?
She says, hi, Gina, this is Crystal. I'm calling you because I would like to borrow your wedding veil. You remember when we had the conversation about borrowing the veil? And I said, yes, I do. I said, when you get married? She says, today. And I said,
so you were not really close friends because you weren't going to the wedding.
Right. Correct.
So you're just acquaintances.
Right.
So go ahead.
And so when I talked to her on the phone, I said, well, Crystal, I have plans today. You know, you're getting married today. What time? And I believe she said about 4 o'clock. And I'm a woman of my word. I said that she could borrow it. I was going to let her borrow it. I didn't want to leave her out. And so about that time, I told her, okay, I've got plans. You need to meet me closer to my home. She agreed to meet me about, I guess it was about noon. And I met her, gave her my veil in its original plastic bag on a hanger hanging in mint condition. And she got out of the car, and I crossed the street and gave her my veil. I said, congratulations. Get this back to me as soon as you can. She says, no problem. Thank you.
Okay, so you had your wedding?
Yes.
Now you say she gave you the veil.
Yes.
Well, let me hear, because the wedding, it's clear that the veil must have come back in terrible condition, which you'll show me in a minute. Tell me about your recollection of the conversation that took place in July when you got married.
Okay, we were at Ken Ride's, and as she stated, we were talking about the wedding. Gina just openly said, Crystal, if you need anything, I have so many things that I'm not going to use again. They're not, they're going to be totally obsolete, so if you need anything, just call me, and I'll be more than willing to give you whatever I have. She said, because I know I'm not going to use it again. So I said, okay, well, I don't believe I need too much because I'm pretty much finished.
You called her the day of your wedding?
Yes.
And you told her you didn't have a wedding veil? Had you forgotten to get a wedding veil?
No. Well, I guess I did forget because I wasn't going to wear a piece. I wasn't going to wear a headpiece.
And then you decided to wear a headpiece?
Right.
So you called her first thing in the morning?
No, I called her because I went to go get my hair done first thing in the morning. And the way she did my hair, I realized a veil would probably look better.
So you called her and asked her for hers?
I asked her, did she have one? Because we never discussed that I would use her veil. I asked her, did she have one? And she said, as a matter of fact, I do.
When she gave you the veil, she gave it to you on a hanger?
She gave it to me on a hanger with 2 safety pins in it.
And it was covered with plastic?
A trash bag, not a bridal bag.
It was covered with plastic?
Yes.
And it was in perfect enough condition for you to use that day. I assume you used it. I assume you used it that day.
I didn't use the entire veil. I altered it.
What do you mean you altered it?
Because we let her know, because I was with my friend Tamara that dropped me out, that was doing the driving, rather. And she let me know, Tamara let her know, this will
Where's
not
Tamara?
work. This is Tamara right here.
Step up. Did you ever tell the plaintiff that you were going to change, alter, cut, modify the veil?
Yes, ma'am, we did mention that day because when we...
No, I want you to tell me what you said, because she said she didn't say anything.
Well, when I looked at the veil, I said the headpiece would have to come off because of how Crystal's hair was done that day, because it's a headband type headpiece. It would not go over her hair.
And when did you tell that to the plaintiff?
Right when we got out the car, because we were both out of the car, and actually...
Did she tell you that?
No, Your Honor. The first time I saw her, she was behind the wheel. I had never spoke to her.
Did they ever tell you that they were going to do anything to alter your headpiece?
No, Your Honor.
Of course not. Let me see how they returned it, please.
Your Honor, and I also have my friend Teresa Cackley, who is here as a witness, who heard the original conversations of
I don't care what the
Navarro.
original conversation was. Nobody gives a stranger their wedding veil. Now, when it was returned to you, I read your complaint, and you said that this is just a piece of... Where's the whole piece?
She still has it, Your Honor, and that's a headpiece.
This is the actual headpiece.
When it was returned to you, it was returned to you in a garbage bag full of other things?
Yes, Your Honor.
Why?
I didn't return it to her. My husband brought it to the gym because she was talking badly about me to her.
So she wanted her wedding veil back. Why didn't you give it back to her?
She let me have it. Why would I give it back if she let me have it?
Listen, is that also a piece from her wedding veil?
No, this is how we auctioned it. This is an actual necklace that went on the veil. As you can see, we just...
Just a minute. Was that originally on the veil when she gave it to you?
No.
That?
No.
That was your piece?
Yes.
Now, this has nothing to do with money. So I want you just to answer my question. Do you have all the pieces now that you had from your veil?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
What is missing?
As you can see, someone picked the pearls off of the back of it. You can see where some of them were glued here, and they've been removed off the veil.
So there's no way that, I mean, you're going to get your money. There's no way you're not going to get your money, whatever the cost of the veil was, because Miss Thomas is not operating with a full deck. I never heard of any young woman who thought that she borrowed either a wedding dress from an acquaintance, not a friend, not a best friend, not somebody who was invited to the wedding, from an acquaintance, borrowed a wedding veil, borrowed shoes, borrowed a bag, and then said, oh, it's mine. I can now treat it like garbage. You're absolutely outrageous, and your husband is a bigger slob by returning it in that garbage bag to her with some old dead flowers in it. Was there wedding cake in there, too?
Your Honor, that is her bouquet that she returned and did not know it was in the bag. And that's the only way I could get her to return my calls, that she wanted her bouquet back.
Really? Why did you want your bouquet back? No. Just answer my, don't think about it. Just tell me, why did you want your bouquet
Because it's my
back?
bouquet. And
Oh! So it's your bouquet.
Right.
And you want it back. Sue for it. Sue for it. I want you to listen to me very carefully. You're going to be unsuccessful.
Okay.
You want to know why? Because your husband gave it to her.
Well, she gave me her veil.
No, she didn't.
She never
No,
said
she,
it was
no, she
alone.
didn't. You just told me your husband gave her this entire bag. I am finding that she loaned you the veil, which you destroyed. But it's so interesting to me, Miss Thomas, that you say, well, it's my bouquet from my wedding. I want it back. And you can't understand why really a stranger who was being nice to you gave you her wedding veil, which is expensive, which was lovely, and you think, she gave it to me, and I don't have to give it back to her. So you want those flowers? I suggest you file a lawsuit. I hope it doesn't come before me, because if it comes before me, you're not going to get it back because your husband gave it to her. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount requested. The veil is worth at least $220. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may